Hi folks, so I've just finished doing a collaboration with Angela Nebel's Eclectic Piano, another YouTuber, doing this very song, so if you'd like to pop over there and have a watch of the whole thing and then come back here and I'll show you what I was playing. So Glory Box, great tune, classic. I've got a capo on the 1st fret. I'm going to start off with the acoustic part, which is in the background. You don't really hear it in the mix that much, but it is there. So I'm playing a D minor shape, and what we're doing here is we're doing this D minor, and the D minor goes the whole way through. Because of the capo, it's actually an E flat minor, because we've raised it one step. D sharp, E flat, same thing. And what we're doing here is, as we're playing, we've got this bass that steps down. So it's like your A string is going from the 3rd fret above the capo, 4th fret. 3, 2, 1, and then open D. And that gives us our bass going down, and the D minor chord sits underneath it the whole way through. Which means that you've got to swap your fingers around constantly as you go. So start off with my D minor using my first 3 fingers. First finger is on the 1st fret above the capo on the high E string. My 2nd finger is on the G string on the 2nd fret above the capo. My 3rd finger is on the B string on the 3rd fret above the capo. Start it off with the open D string. And then I bring that finger, my 3rd finger, across to the A string on the 3rd fret and replace it with my pinky on the B string. So that keeps that shape, that D minor shape, intact. Then I come down a fret, swap those 2 fingers around on the D and A strings, the G and A strings, sorry. So those 2 moves, fairly straightforward. This is the one that's got a bit of a stretch to it, so I now need to swap my 1st and 2nd fingers around and bring that down to the 1st fret above the capo. So it gets a little bit awkward, that one. I tell you, we better practice to get it sounding clean. And then here and there on the acoustic I was putting in a couple of fills, either just lifting that high E string off. After that, after the E flat over B. And then come back. The other fill I was doing, and just a couple of little fills just to throw in, just to flower it up a little bit. So that's the acoustic part sussed. Not really much else to go in there. So electric guitar part, the first chord which goes through all of it is just an E flat minor, so I don't need the capo for this anymore. Could leave it on because it's not affected, but
I just wanna be a woman.
now if we do move up to a bar chord and A minor shape, so your A minor like that, play it with your 3 strings, 3 fingers, sorry, leaving your first finger free, slide that right up and put your bar on the 6th fret and just give it a little bit of vibrato. Not much, no big dives or anything like that, so just a little bit of a wobble on it. And that's the only thing that guitar part does, and that goes all the way through. In the recording I back that up with 12 string as well, just to give it a little bit of extra ring.
Just give me a reason to love you. Give me a reason to be.
So, for the electric guitar part, I'm going to play the 6th string on the 6th fret on the A string and the 8th fret on the D and G strings. And then again with the tremolo, just give it a little bit of a wobble. Move that down 2 frets, so we're now on 4 and 6. Then move it down 1 fret and play 3, 4, 5 on the A, D and G strings. And then down to fret 2 and go 2, 4, 4. And at the same time that's doing that, the first time around, there's a second guitar which is doing these double stop string bends. So what I'm doing there, I'm on the 11th fret on the B string, 13th fret on the G string. I'm going to strum them both together and bend the G string until it hits the same note as the B string, so you get that. And then move that down 2 frets, do the same again. Another 2 frets. And then 1 more. So that goes under that, and it says that last note hits. You get that. And then the second time round it does it, it goes up instead of down. So it starts again on the 11th and 13th frets. Then move it up 2 frets. So we're now to 13 and 15. 1 more to 14 and 16. And 2 more to 16 and 18. And then the only other part after that is the solo itself.
I just wanna be a woman. So to start off by, I'm going to hold down the G string on the
11th, 12th and 13th frets. And so that's just going to give me, so all on the same string, so that's just going to give me a bit of power for the bend. And I'm going to use my pinky on the B string on the 14th fret. And bend that G string up and back again. So that's going G string, 13th fret, bend up and bring it back to the 11th fret, and then 13th fret on the D string. And then nice and fast, 11th on the B, on the G, 13th to 11th on the D. Like that. And then this time we're going to go 13 on the G, again to the 14th on the B, but this time we're going to bend up and just play them like that. And again, that's just that G string bending on the 13th fret back to the 11th. And that's the D string, and then slide down. That's kind of the first part of it. I think on the original recording he stops there and takes a little break. We based our version off the live performance they did at Glastonbury, and on that one he kind of filled in a little bit. He's using a wah as well. I don't have my wah hooked up at the moment, but and it's just to get that sort of little bit of a rhythmic thing with that sort of slides in there. I'm just sort of playing the middle 2 or 3 strings there. Really not to pay much attention to what it is. It's just the sound, you know, it's just a noise. The original, I think there's this little slide here, or this little bend rather, on the G string and the B string, that double stop on the 16th and 18th frets. It's just a little, and then it comes down to the 11th and 13th frets. I missed that high bit out when I recorded the solo. Just wasn't quick enough to get it. So 13 and 11. (11 and 9). 7 and 9, 6 and 8, and as we bring that, we bend that back, the G string, lift off to the 6, and bring it back to the 10th, to the 8th, sorry. And then I'm going 10th fret on the, 8th fret on the G string, 7th fret on the B string, to 9th fret on the B string, and then bend that up and back, bring it back to the 7th fret, and this great big stretch on the high E string on the 9th fret. So all that bit together. And then we jump down to the low part. So that is 4th fret on the A string, to the 6th fret on the A string, to the 4th fret on the D string, to 6th fret on the D string, come back to the 6th fret on the A string. Giving it a little bits of bends and plenty of vibrato. And that's the end of the solo. But that last note, you have to be careful because you've got a finger swap there. Now, the reason I swapped my finger about it is because we're straight back into that again. So. So all together, that solo. Don't forget to use your whammy. Lots of vibrato in this one. There was a couple of other fills I did. I played the that little riff I actually played on the mandolin and the ukulele. Just thought it sounded really nice. My ukulele's got a really sweet sound on those high strings, nice and clear. And the mandolin just adds that little bit of sort of tremolo picking to it as well. If you're interested in know how the recording process and how we put it all together or anything like that, again, let us know in the comments, and maybe for the next one I'll record the whole making of it process for you. Anyway, hope you like that one. Cheers folks, enjoy. Bye bye.